Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys could hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. So today I have quite a bit of things to talk about, specifically, around like the utility bull run, right? We talk about what is going to be the next bull run. Is it going to be a utility bull run or is it going to be a speculative bull run? And of course, yes, I think that this market has been fully speculative for a very long time since its inception. I think everybody has been speculating on what is actually the driver of value behind a lot of the things within this market. I think that when we look at a utility driven market, I think that that is something to really kind of address and analyze fully. I think that when we talk about a utility driven market, when is that going to happen? How is it going to happen? And ultimately, what are the benefits to having a utility driven market? Well, let's dive in, let's talk about a few things, and let's really kind of talk about what is happening right now within the market. So first off, I just want to make sure that we are refreshed. So I uploaded a video on XRP earlier actually as well, and it was more so talking about how we can go even lower on XRP, and it looks like we are seeing those lows being printed in a little bit now. We are down about 5% on the current spectrum. So recently, right now at about roughly 4:34 a.m., we came down to test about 54 cents. Yes, I'm recording this at about 5 a.m. I made that video. It was roughly around, I think it was like around this time here at like 3 a.m. right before we dropped in price. I mean, it's like a 2-cent drop. It's nothing too crazy, but I do believe that we can come down a little bit lower because right now, of course, things are looking a little bit uncertain for Bitcoin. Today, I'm going to be watching the dollar and, of course, the indices. But let's just dive in and let's talk about a possible utility-driven market. So first off, I go back in time a little bit to May 4th, and this is where I said, I truly wonder what will happen to crypto after Ripple wins the SEC lawsuit. Will this result in a super cycle? Will this result in a sell the news event? Or will only XRP pump? I tried to envision the mass media attention crypto combined with XRP would have behind it. And I do want to know what you guys personally think is going to happen with crypto and even XRP at around this time. Because to me, I think that we are just continuing to build up this massive event. Oh, once we see regulations, that's it. It's game over. XRP is going to skyrocket to this price figure, that price figure. But honestly, I think that we should take into accountability what could possibly happen to crypto once this does actually happen. Will we see a massive sell the news? Will we see a massive crash? It's hard to say. And I think that everyone right now wants one thing within the settlement, and that's XRP to skyrocket in value. But I think that as everybody wants that same thing, as everybody is predicting the same thing around this lawsuit, I think that the opposite will happen. So I really kind of look at, things that have happened so far in this market to now, and honestly, the opposite has happened every single time. Now, let's dive in and let's talk about a few things once we do see, a settlement. I specifically focus on and spotlight regulations. Regulations are a key driver behind the next major push in this market. And I know that this is not going to be a positive thing because I'm going to be talking to you guys about the demand around crypto right now. So here we have Schwab says need regulatory clarity on crypto before any offerings. Now this is coming from Charles Schwab Corporation. They are looking, closely and cautiously at the cryptocurrency market and is waiting for regulators to give more guidance around the digital currencies before considering offering crypto capabilities on its platform. Now this goes back a little bit in time, over a year ago. This was April 22, 2021. When we talk about things that have happened since then, it's the idea that a lot of these financial institutions and even funds have been waiting on the sidelines to jump into this market because, of course, guidance and clarity. It's uncertain on what is going to happen. And this is not the only one, right? We look at other things, like here's the Wall Street Journal. Regulatory uncertainty is a barrier for wider Bitcoin adoption. Panelists at the Bitcoin 2022 conference expressed optimism that policymakers and regulators were striving to understand crypto technology and would support innovation in the industry. The issue around this, right? So I've actually shared my thoughts on this a lot. I think that the major issue behind institutions and more so venture capitalists jumping into crypto is having that, linkage between the capital markets and, again, crypto. So again, correlation is going to continue to increase as we do see more of that money flowing in. And honestly, at the end of the day, we are directly tied to the S&P 500, to the Dow Jones. I mean, we follow stocks very, very closely. And we also seen, Will Biden's executive order smash barriers to crypto. Again, you could see exactly the narrative being played around crypto right now. It's all around regulations. We actually even seen here, VC investment in crypto market hits an all-time high. This goes back just recently, 3 days ago. It's because we are seeing a major shift in the markets. We are seeing individuals wanting to jump into this game, more so, VCs. But don't get it twisted. Although we are seeing, money flowing in from VCs, it's still the idea that regulations are key. They could eliminate barriers to entry into the crypto market, because we still see the idea that if we do have, more regulations around crypto, it will encourage individuals to actually put their money in. I think that a lot of people are kind of scared to put their money into crypto because they think that it's going to just basically disappear, or their account's going to get hacked, whatever the case may be. They don't trust it. But this is the issue, right? Although those individuals are waiting on the sidelines, they are missing out on an incredible opportunity, because we are seeing a ton of demand around, again, venture capitalists moving money in. In fact, they have invested more than $10 billion into crypto startups during the first quarter of 2022. Also, by the way, just so that you guys know right now, everyone is so worried about crypto being into, they keep playing into the fear aspect, right? It's in a bear market. It's going to, we have to wait another 2 years for any sort of price demand, blah, blah, blah. Guys, venture capitalists are still throwing money to the wind into startups, specifically in this year. And we've been seeing some massive money flowing in from VCs. I mean, they're hitting all-time highs. And you guys could see, institutions park their money in risk-free assets like gold and Bitcoin during market conditions like today, where we are approaching a global recession. And, when we do see the demand around things happening, I mean, we look at Web3, we look at the metaverse, we look at DAOs, non-fungible tokens. I mean, things are growing massively. We even see down here our key themes that emerge victorious to grab the largest capital investment and deal count, about 22% share of the capital allocations the report suggested. This is also why I'm big into NFTs right now. And however, trading exchanges or investment platforms are not far behind, which fetched about 21% of VC's fund allocation. So again, we are seeing a large amount of money coming in from the VC side. But just imagine how much money will actually flow in once regulations are here. This is $10 billion. And we actually do see here, New Zealand VC launches $5 million Web3 and crypto-focused fund. We are still seeing a major demand shift. Now, shout out to King Solomon, XRP Owl on Twitter. I'm going to link his Twitter down in the description below. But we do see here, it's interesting. XRP will 100% spark the next bull run. No one is talking about it. Our utility assets, somebody has to say it. It's common sense, a benchmark for this new asset class, and it's right in front of your face. And honestly, if we are looking at XRP sparking the next bull run, will it be regulatory clarity that does, push the demand range for crypto? Is that going to be the key that unlocks the door for financial institutions to flood in with trillions of dollars to buy up the dip, buy up crypto, and ultimately push the value to new heights that we've never seen before? It is a possibility. I've always said, though, when we talk about utility, I'm, massively accumulating ISO 222 tokens, but I'm also massively accumulating tokens that I truly see a major demand around. We look at HBAR, right? We look at XLM, XRP. I mean, these are assets that have a ton of use case value. Even XDC, Algo. I mean, guys, this market, a new horizon is being printed for this market, and that horizon is a massive demand shift around these specific assets. Utility is going to drive this market. Once we do see regulatory clarity come to the space, which, by the way, I truly believe that we are very close to that date. In fact, I actually have this video over here that I want to share with you guys. But this is where we wrap up the video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about this and one last thing. But as we do say regulatory clarity, I would say it's inching closer and closer. As we see that, the demand shift is going to change. Right now, there's a scale, and we see institutional investors just waiting until that scale is tipped, and that scale tipping is going to be regulatory clarity. But listen closely to this video. This is something that I was very surprised about today.
Look, thank God that the American people aren't waiting for Congress to move forward with digital technology, right? So they're way ahead of this hearing. People are doing this. It's not illegal to be doing it. There are people within the government that, frankly, want to try to make it illegal. They're talking about, essentially needing to get permission from the government to even have self-custody for crypto, adding reporting requirements, including to our IRS forms, without real authorization to do it, frankly, with the IRS. And people just want to, they operate and live their day-to-day lives in a digital world, and they want to be able to move money digitally, and the technology's there to do it. We just don't have the legal clarity to help them. And then, frankly, the consumer protections around privacy and data security, like we do, as was highlighted around payments with, say, credit cards. People in the crypto space will recognize the basic default safety valve: not your keys, not your tokens, not your coins, not your keys, not your coins. But that has a huge hazard, because people forget their passwords all day, every day, and if you forget your passwords to cold storage, well, they're gone, right? High stakes. So I like that we're talking about something that for maybe less sophisticated customers, you have some of those protections, but we ought not try to eliminate the things that other people are already doing. We should put the good framework around those.
And that's exactly what we need, right? We need Congress to move in on crypto regulatory clarity. We cannot be sitting on the sidelines waiting for the SEC, which I'm telling you guys right now, the SEC, it's something, it's really something to talk about. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much. You guys already know me. I could ramble on for days about the SEC. I mean, they have been dragging their feet. They have been pointing the finger at clear winners and losers, and I'm honestly just tired of the debate around it. There needs to be a stepping stone for the Congress to step in and really kind of take a hold of this, because if we do not now, digital technology as we know it, in terms of the digital frameworks around finance, are going to continue to move outside of the U.S., and we're going to see it. We're going to see the day where the U.S. dollar is no longer the dominant reserve currency, because some other country is doing incredible things with crypto technology. And we do see here, as I reported on Fox Business, if GOP takes Congress, Gary Gensler will be spending a lot of time in hearings explaining himself and his agenda. Guys, we are seeing a huge shift right now around the SEC. Republican leader, Patrick McHenry, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce Bill's last name because I always butcher it, but call on Chairwoman Waters to immediately convene a hearing with all SEC commissioners. The American people deserve to hear from the full commission about Gary Gensler's overreach and agenda. Guys, things are moving rapidly around the SEC and ETHgate. I'm very excited for this. I look forward to seeing where this actually, really heads to. But I do foresee this most likely leading to, at the end of the day, regulatory clarity. And honestly, as we do see regulations ushered in, that's when we are going to see a large amount of capital ushered in, because it's going to remove the barriers to entry. It's going to free up the use cases that these major players want to grasp. It is going to get very interesting very fast, and I truly do believe that XRP is going to be the one that we all thank for. And even if it's not XRP, go check out the library case. The library SEC case is also something to really pay attention to. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.